So today we have a question from a viewer. I'm going to read it and then we're going to discuss it. So it says, why does it seem like when a man doesn't want to take care of his kids, he is considered a deadbeat dad? But a woman who doesn't want to take on those same responsibilities is considered pro-choice. He then says, and by no means am I supporting bad fathers or deadbeats or walking out on children's lives. I'm just curious. So just to recap the question, which I think is coming from a genuine place, but I'm going to have to do some correction to the question and the premise. But the question is basically why, when a man isn't taking care of the child or he doesn't want to be in the child's life, he's considered a deadbeat. But when a mom doesn't want to be in the child's life and things of that nature, it is considered pro-choice. So for the correction, I'm going to talk about the man first, as far as what I need to correct as far as a man, and then the woman as far as what I need to correct is that, so we can frame this in the right way so that we can discuss it. So the first thing is, as far as a man, when we talk about birth control and things of that nature, the only choice that a man has is during sex. That is it. If he ejaculates inside the woman and she gets pregnant, he has pretty much two, maybe three choices. The first choice, we'll just get this out the way, is to get a paternity test. Now, we're going to assume that he gets the paternity test and the child is his. The only two choices he has after that is to raise a child or not raise a child. Some people say, oh, you can sign your rights away and stuff like that, but trust me, I can find situations where dudes have done that or have tried to do that and have still gotten cooked. I mean, think about this. There are guys who either aren't the biological dad, we're talking stepfathers, we're talking, boyfriends and things of that nature, or even in some cases, sperm donors, actual sperm donors, and these women were surrogate mothers. There are guys like that on child support. So really, you don't have a chance if a chick really wants to chase that and you are the biological dad. So now that we have that established for the man, it is undeniable, if you are the biological dad for a child and the mom wants you to, it doesn't even matter if the mom wants you to raise a kid or not. It doesn't matter at all. If you know that is your child and you decide not to raise the child, provide for the child, be in the child's life or anything of that nature, you are a deadbeat dad. So we've established what a deadbeat dad is and what the choices are for a man. So now let's establish and correct some things as far as the woman's end with the pro-choice. So when we talk about pro-choice is strictly baby termination. That's all that applies to. I don't want to say the A word, you know what it is. So let me tell you what pro-choice is not. If she has a child, anything after that is not pro-choice. So abandoning the child in any way is not pro-choice. Being a bad mother or a negligent mother is not pro-choice. So if you look at anything along those lines, it's the same exact thing as a deadbeat dad, because that is what makes a deadbeat mom. Somebody who abandons a child, decides not to raise the child, doesn't provide for the child, just doesn't do anything for the child, just escapes the child's life, doesn't want to be in the child's life, etc., etc. So that makes the woman a deadbeat mom. So now that we have made the correction, because pro-choice is not a thing when it comes to a comparison between a deadbeat dad and a deadbeat mom, because there is such thing as a deadbeat mom. So what we are going to focus on is the differences as far as what a deadbeat dad is looked at like and what a deadbeat mom is looked at like. Now, before we continue, I just want to say I don't advocate for any type of deadbeat behavior. I think fathers should take care of their kids and things like that. This is just a question that was asked, so I'm going to elaborate on certain things. I do not advocate for any type of deadbeats. People should take care of their kids, but let's continue as far as this conversation. Now let's just establish something else. In most cases, women are the primary caregivers to the children that came out of them. That's just what it is. If they're not, it's going to be the grandma or something like that. Let's start there. When you have a woman who has kids, but the grandparents or the uncle or somebody else in the family has to raise them, are they looked at as a deadbeat mom? You may say yes, you may say no, but let's be honest, there's not a lot of scrutiny in that situation, which is a very common situation. And we will get to the scrutiny a little bit later. If a woman has kids and puts them up for adoption, that is completely acceptable. I don't see people catch scrutiny for that type of situation. Even when a woman loses custody of her kids, I'm going to be honest with you, that is a very silent thing in most cases, unless you actually know the woman and things of that nature, and then she just goes on with life, and that's it. It just is what it is from there. The only time I've seen people, as far as women, catch scrutiny for losing custody to their kids outside of their own family is when some other woman that they have beef with is throwing it in their face as an insult, trying to say that they are less than a woman. But that is one that I will say that they catch scrutiny for. I don't see chicks catch scrutiny for any of the other things that I mentioned, but those are pretty common situations. We're going to go with one more situation. The dad he has sole custody of the kids, and the mom just has no desire to raise the kids, to be in the kids' lives or anything like that. She just is off, away, on the road, doing whatever. Even then, the baby dad or the child's fathers and stuff like that, they may give them scrutiny personally to them, but they don't go and just blast everything out about the woman and stuff like that. That is a rare situation. And I really can't recall any time I've seen the man get on social media and lash out or anything like that on these deadbeat moms. So with that, you have the deadbeat mom situations, and there's something about this. There's something about this that we have to highlight. People don't care. People don't care about deadbeat moms. The general public doesn't care about deadbeat moms. The general public has nothing to say about deadbeat moms. There are no campaigns. There's nobody putting up signs. There's nobody holding these women accountable. It's just a free-for-all when it comes to a deadbeat mom. It's whatever, man. We don't, and this is the thing about it. If I'm being honest, the general public doesn't care about the kids or the mom situation. They don't care about nothing related to it. So when you see me say it's acceptable, I mean there's very little, if any, scrutiny in a lot of these situations. That's just a fact. You don't even got to trust me on that. Just look around. Be honest with yourself, because you've seen this plenty of times in your life. But let's talk about the dads. Let's talk about them very quickly. Now, I got to establish again that if you are a man and you have a child, you absolutely should take care of that child. I don't have to go down a list of situations for a man, because we all know that if you are a deadbeat dad, it's going to ring from the mountaintops that you're a deadbeat dad. You're going to get the scrutiny and all of that stuff. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about the scrutiny and the source of the scrutiny and the reason for the scrutiny. Now, we care about the kids, right? Right. So what is the difference when it comes to the situation for the kids with a deadbeat dad and a deadbeat mom. Nothing. But for some reason, people seem like they care about the kids more and what's going on with the kids more when it's a deadbeat dad. But again, let's look at the players. The first person that you have in line is the mom. I'm not even going to go deep on this, but I am going to be honest. When it comes to women, they specialize in reputation destruction, and shaming language is one of the things that they use as one of their weapons. And when it comes to a deadbeat dad, we have actual deadbeats, and then we have guys who are just not doing what the mom wants. What do? They go to Facebook, they go to TikTok, they go to Instagram, they go public, they go to whatever social media platform, they go to Snapchat. They'll put up the child support court pay, like they will put up everything, bro. They will put up everything. They will scream from the mountaintop that this man is a bad guy. He is a deadbeat dad. They will let the world know, because what they are trying to do is shame the man, ruin his reputation, and et cetera, et cetera. Now listen, I'm not mad about this at all in situations where the dad is a deadbeat dad. It is what it is. I just want to be clear for the men here, because this is who I make the videos for, the men. We're not here to talk about, her body, her choice today, or just any of that, baby termination type stuff right now. We're strictly talking about deadbeats. It's strictly what we're talking about. And men not having a choice outside of, intercourse. That's the only moment a guy has a choice. That's definitely a conversation by itself, but that is a conversation for another day. So you have the dads who are listed or labeled as the deadbeat dads that are biological fathers and not in the child's life. But then this is the other thing about that really makes it bad, is when you have a guy who is actually in the child's life, actually doing the most, actually providing for the child, but you got him on child support. He supports his child, but he's on child support, all of this stuff. And then something will happen, like this woman will ask, like, yo, can I get some money for the kids' books? Dude is like, yeah, he shove out the money, boom. Oh yeah, can I get some money for XYZ? Boom. Yo, can I get money for a double cheeseburger or something like that? And then the dad says, nah. The moment he says no, even though he's on child support and he already breaking this chick off, she go to Facebook, she go to Twitter, she go to the mountaintop and scream that this is a bad dad, this is a horrible person, he is the worst, he don't do nothing for the kids, stuff like that. I've said some of these stories, these exact stories on the channel before. It's even a guy who was paying a chick's rent, and then she tried to make it seem like she was doing everything on her own and she just independent, et cetera, et cetera. The guy don't do nothing. Ain't nobody else there for her. She raised the kids, all that stuff. So it's just, it gets really nasty and wicked on social media, even with some good guys. So when you think about that, as far as this narrative about deadbeat dads, you see it for guys who are actually deadbeat dads, like the actual real deadbeat dad. But then you even see it for some guys who are stellar fathers, just because the mother is bitter and she wants to cut the man down for whatever reason, and she wants to destroy his reputation. So being called a deadbeat dad is an amazing weapon. It's an amazing weapon. And this is the thing, even in situations where it is legit, it's still a weapon, because you are publicly shaming the man. That is your goal. And listen, if that's what you want to do in that situation, it is what it is. But it's still a weapon. So with that, we've established that first line of attack, as far as deadbeat dads, the coalition against deadbeat dads, it is the mom. Right after that, you have other women. We won't go deep on that. They'll start talking about their baby dads, or they will begin to shame that man. They will begin to ostracize that man to whatever degree, give him more scrutiny. The third line of attack is the nastiest because it is guys. Now you would think like, I mean, why would that be nasty for other guys to support, you know, going against a deadbeat father and stuff like that? Well, it's nasty for a few reasons. Let's just get this out the way. It's not coming from a real place. It's not coming from a genuine place. Where it's coming from is these guys are trying to white knight and pander to get coochie points. That's exactly what it is. These guys don't care about the kids. They don't care about the situation. And this is for the majority of guys. I'm not going to say all guys, but this is for the majority. But they are just trying to dogpile to win points with the girl in hopes of getting some coochie. That's just what it is. You might say that sounds juvenile. You might say that sounds horrible. Whatever it is. That is why guys do a lot of the things that they do. These guys have no dog in the fight. They like, it's not because they had some trauma and they're lashing out because they can relate to that. No. They care about getting some coochie. They don't care about them kids, man. So I'm not going to harp on that too long. Let's go back and bring it back full circle. So you see there are three lines of attack when it comes to just one individual man being a deadbeat. And then even if you just want to start a conversation about deadbeats, it could go crazy. Everybody starts talking about their baby dad who, you know, is just the worst thing since, you know, whatever. But listen, when we go and we look at the other side as far as the women, why is there no line of attack there? Why is there no line of attack? Well, let's go down a list of people that have already been mentioned. Let's just go with the baby dad first, because that would be the parallel to the baby mom, right? It is very feminine for a guy to get on social media and blast a woman. Men do not specialize in reputation destruction. We are not trying to destroy, like, it is just not natural for us to want to destroy a woman's reputation. And even then, this is the other thing about that. Let's say that a guy does. Let's just pretend that a guy does do that. He goes and screams for the mountaintops. This is a bad woman. This is a deadbeat mom. Let's go down the list. When it comes to women, let's look at the baby moms that we're talking about, their deadbeat fathers. Like, that's the first one. The first line of defense, like the individual baby moms that'll post about their baby dad being a deadbeat. They don't care that this chick is not raising her kids. They don't care. Let's go to the other side of women as far as the other women, the second line of attack, the women who were on the post for the chicks, and they were talking about their deadbeat dads or dogpiling and trying to shame the guy and stuff. They don't care that your girl is a deadbeat mom either. Why don't they care? Because it doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect them. And they don't care about your kids either. They don't care. And guess what? Women don't have to pander to get cock. Cock is raining from the sky. It's raining from the sky. They have to get umbrellas to keep the cocks from hitting them. So it's not a challenge and it's not hard for a woman to get sex. They don't have to do things they don't have to pander to men or anything to get points towards sex. They don't. That is not something that is in their reality. So they have no incentive like men to do that. And guess who, like I just mentioned, that they don't have incentive like men to get, penis points, as where dudes get the coochie points. Penis points isn't even a thing. But let's go to the guys who are pandering to get the coochie points and stuff, who are just so, they care about the kids so much, and the kids are the future in it. They could care, bruh, they could care the least. They could care the least. Let me say it again. They could care absolutely the least about you, your kids, and your deadbeat mom. Like their deadbeat mom. The same exact guys could care the least. They don't give a flying crap. They don't care at all. 0%. Why don't they care? We won't even go into the kids or anything like that because they never cared about the kids. I already told you that. The reason that they don't care is because they cannot get coochie from you. They don't float that way, dog. That was the whole reason that they cared in the first place in the other situation. There's no coochie to be gained from this. Guess what? These dudes will hear that your deadbeat baby mom is a deadbeat baby mom. And if she look good, she could be a 6. They'll still have sex with her raw. They'll still line up to have, another kid with her accidentally. They don't care. They would still have sex with that deadbeat mom, but they care so much about the kids. They care so much. So listen, none of this is about advocating for deadbeat dads or anything like that. So don't try and twist this in any way. The question that the guy asks is basically, why is a guy a deadbeat dad when he does one thing, which is perfectly acceptable, it's fine, we all get it. But when it comes to a deadbeat mom, it's not the same thing. He said pro-choice. But listen, when it comes down to it, it's acceptable because nobody cares like you think they care and like they say they care. That's exactly what it is. And they have different reasons that they care. And they are all self-serving. That's just what it is. So with that, I'm done. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gone.